Hey everybody, it's Angelo from Angelo's Workbench. Welcome back. We're going to jump right in with my next build. Okay. Next up on the bench is Moebius's 1964 Chevrolet Chevy 2 Nova Super Sport Coupe. They have a really nice box art here with pictures of the completed car, and this just looks like a winner all the way around. I am blown away by these instructions. I mean, they are just absolutely beautiful. They've got exterior colors here that seem a little off, but it does say colors shown or approximate. And then you get into the actual instructions of the kit, which are on the next page. Again, I mean, these are beautiful. The only thing is there's no paint colors mentioned in the pictures or in the text, which is okay. And what they do include is on the last page. They include photos and instructions on color, interior trim, handles, shifter, and console chrome. And then they note the use of a variety of finishes from flat to high gloss on various parts of the chassis. Note the subtle weathering on various metal parts. They even give you some tips on weathering there. And then they give you a shot of the dash. They also give you this, which is kind of cool, the extra parts list. It says, as noted on the front cover, this kit includes parts that are not required to complete the kit. For the builder's convenience, the parts not needed are listed here. So you could go through and you could cut all those parts off, and then you don't make a mistake and grab an incorrect part. So let's take a look. This is the body, which is nice. The door lines need to be a little deeper. I'll scribe those a little deeper. Same thing with the delineation between the trim and the body. Just needs to be deepened a little bit so that when I put paint and clear coat on, it doesn't just kind of all fill in and become a flat, smooth surface. But it's a nice looking body. 25th scale. Then we have the glass parts. Couple of headlights, couple of corner windows, and front window, back window. That's it. Really pretty simple. Chrome tree number 1, I notice some kind of air cleaner there, some bumpers, some valve cover options, the little chrome ring from the steering wheel. That's kind of cool. Tail lights, lots of good stuff on there. And then this chrome sprue, we have more valve covers. And then I also saw a white pair of valve covers in there too. So there's 3 valve cover options that I've seen thus far. I've seen a few shifters. There's the wipers, headlight buckets. The wheels are right here. The wheels are kind of interesting. They have these like ribs on them. It must be a Moebius thing to go into the tire. So then we have the white parts. We got some seats, some pedals, a steering column, hood hinges. And then we got motor parts. Now I see 2 different sets of heads here. I've seen a couple of oil pans, I think. A couple of intakes anyway. There's an intake there, an intake there. 2 separate transmissions. Looks like an automatic and a standard, maybe. So there's a lot of options with this kit. And then here is the dashboard, which is probably why there's so many parts that are unused. I'm not sure what that is. We'll find out. Then we've got the chassis there. We've got a hood, tail panel, firewall, radiator panel, radiator shroud. We got the doors. The doors are nice and crisp. And the lines for the chrome trim and everything are that's gonna be very easy to work with. And then we have a little master cylinder hanging out right there. That's kind of cool. Some horns. And we've got exhaust options, obviously, because there isn't 4 mufflers on this car. So they've got the side-by-side and the one with the connector tube in between. It looks very easy to detail paint those little holes at the end. Then we've got, looks like some engine compartment, rear end. It looks like a front clip. Some shocks. Drive shaft. And then we got the steering wheel. There it is. Some interior center console options. Looks like 3. 157, 157B, 157C. It'll be interesting to see which one the instructions call for. And then there's the battery, some linkage. And we got the tires here. They are skinny. They look like bicycle tires. That was what was stock on the 64 Nova, I guess, SS, the little skinny tires. And then we got a couple of seats here with some very nice engraving on them. They look beautiful. And then we got some decals here. Take a quick look at those. Just simple, you know, gauges, license plates, some wheel logos, fender emblems. That's really, I mean, what else do you need? It's basic. So I'm going to get started removing the parts and putting them into here. This is my new, well, relatively new storage bin for parts when I'm building a car. I like this because it can hold everything, even the instruction manual on the top. But also it can hold larger parts. It won't hold the body, but it holds the larger parts, chassis, that kind of stuff. And then each of these compartments are removable, and I have them labeled like aluminum, popular colors, gloss black, semi-gloss black. Always has a lot of parts, so it gets a bigger bin. And then flat black, steel. So they're all labeled, and then some of them are not labeled in case I come across a funky color. Exterior, this is typically where I put stuff. Everything that has to be painted exterior body color, I just drop in there. And this helps keep me organized so that I don't lose any pieces, parts, and they're always right there where I need them. And sometimes it goes a little while in between building sessions. I don't have to worry about them being disturbed. They're tucked away nice and safely in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with de-spruing all these parts, get them sorted by color and ready for paint, and then I will bring you back after that, and we'll go through this kit together. And I'm undecided on color as of right now. I'm thinking that I do want to do an original, well, not an original color. Like, I'm not going to go get Chevy paint, but I'm going to approximate an original color, but I don't want to do like red or anything like that. I'm thinking I might like one of these cool old school colors, like this almond fawn kind of looks cool to me, or like a metallic gold, like a total 1964 color, you know. That's what I want to do this in, something unusual that I don't normally use, and I'm gonna go with that. I'm not going to do yellow. I don't want to do yellow. The yellow doesn't grab me. But the metallic, this almond fawn, looks really cool. And maybe I can approximate something like that with all of the colors that I have in stock. So stay tuned for more. Thank you. Okay, so back to work on the 64 Chevy 2 Nova. I have deepened the panel lines and given it a light sand of 600 grit. Just kind of scuff up the plastic a little bit, take away that shininess, give the primer something to bite into. And I have washed it using Dawn dishwashing detergent, some warm water, really remove any mold release agent. And now we're going to roll with the primer. I'm going to go with Stynal Res Gray, which I get in bulk off the internet. And we're going to shoot it gray. Then I'll do a dry sand And then if I need to do additional coats of primer, I'll do additional coats of primer, and I will dry sand each coat. As you're painting and you're building up texture, if you're building up texture, which a lot of times you do as this stuff dries, you know, you want to sand it back, because as you build up layer after layer after layer after layer, eventually you get to a point where you can't get smooth. You can't get it smooth enough to give you a good shine. So I sand the final primer coats to make sure that they're smooth before I put color on, and then I color sand to make sure that the color is as smooth as possible, and then I sand between coats of clear coat. Well, before the final coat of clear, I'll put 2 coats of clear on, and then I'll let it cure, and then I'll sand, and then put a final coat of clear on that will be thinned with lacquer thinner a little bit. I use a 2K clear, thin it with a lacquer thinner, and then I get a very smooth clear coat that way. So I'm still working on a color for this. I'm thinking some kind of beigey beige color with maybe a hint of green. I want it to be like a retro 60s color. So let's go to the paint booth. Okay, so now I'm going to make my beigey, greeny color. I'm looking for something 60s-ish. So what I've done so far, I've put some opaque white Createx in here. And I'm going to put in just a little bit more. And then to make a beige, you literally just add 1 drop of yellow. So I'm going to try that first, see what I get. And then I might add a little metal flake to it. I don't know. Oh, I think I put more than 1 drop of yellow in. Okay, well, maybe that's going to work out, because that is kind of what I was looking for before I add the green. So there's a beige. And now, let's see, what am I going to add next? I think it's going to be a green. But I have I have 2 greens. I have a pearlized light green and pearlized like teal green. So it's kind of kind of a crapshoot here. Which one I think I want. I think I want this one. But this needs to be stirred substantially. So let's stir this up. I like these water-based paints. They're easy to work with. They're easy to spray. They're easy to use. You mix them with the balancing clear and they basically become polyurethane. You have to mix them and let them sit for 10 minutes. Always read your material safety data sheet or the user instructions for the paint online. Always get the instructions off online and read them. I actually keep printouts right here of the technical data sheet that tell me how to mix it, how to thin it, how to do everything, drying and cure times, the whole kit and caboodle. I keep that right next to my spray booth because I do use these Createx paints a lot. So, and I'm not looking to replicate any kind of factory color. I'm just looking for something that's 60s-ish. I'm not really picky. Oh, the green was on point. That is exactly what I want. It's almost like a mint green, but it's not minty. It's not strong. But this is exactly what I wanted. That is perfect. So now I'm going to add some UVLS clear. I've got a couple of things of that. And to thin this, to get it into the airbrush, I'll use the 4011 high temperature. And then this is the UVLS clear. This turns it into a polyurethane, but you have to give it 10 minutes. And this is the same thing, just this is not as user-friendly bottle. I'm going to transfer that to this. So then you have to, this also has a technical data sheet available. And basically you add this 10% by volume, somewhere thereabouts. I just ballpark it. I've worked with this stuff long enough to, I know how much to put in there. It doesn't change the color at all. It's a clear. So then I'm going to add in the 4011 thinner so that we can airbrush it. That's 10 to 25% per volume. So the other nice thing about this paint is it's water-based. So it literally cleans up with water. You just have to be careful. You can't go slamming decals on it. If you're going to put water slide decals on this, you have to put a 2K clear down first as a protective layer, or else the decals mess up the paint. So whatever decals there are for this body, I'll throw a 2K clear, just one coat of clear on first, then I'll do the decals. And then I will shoot more clear over the decals. Or, you know, I don't always clear over my decals. Or I just do my clear coat and then just put the decals on after when I'm done. This needs a little bit more. I'm getting it all over the place. Water-based is good. Need it to be a little bit thinner to spray. And I like these little plastic cups. I get them in a big, huge container. I buy them in bulk off of Amazon. Yeah, this looks good. That is the exact color I was looking for. So now we're just going to let this set for 10 minutes, which is what the technical data sheet says, the information sheet. You let this all cure for 10 minutes. The UVLS clear, let it just set for 10 minutes. I wouldn't say cure, but set for 10 minutes. And then the transformation from an acrylic to an acrylic polyurethane is complete, because that's what we've basically done. We've added in the acrylic polyurethane. We do that for adhesion and durability. Oh, that color is fantastic. It's perfect. All right, we'll be back in spraying. Let's head to the booth after 10 minutes. Okay, I have got all of the parts painted up here. As you can see, I've got all the black components. I've got even the little windshield washer bottle is done, as well as a few parts I've got stashed over here. A couple of radiator hoses that got painted, and the brake master cylinder that got done. Pop that in there. So these guys are ready to, we're ready to move to our first step of assembly. So let's do that. We'll, I think I've already completed that step, because that is largely all of this and one piece from this step. And so we'll start putting all of the other things on the motor, finish up the motor, and move on to the chassis. The chassis is also ready to go, painted up. And the body is good. I achieved my goals with the color that I wanted. This is a, basically it's white with one drop of yellow and one drop of green. Because I was looking for, I wanted an unusual color that was kind of 60s-esque, and I saw somebody use a color very similar to this on Facebook recently. And I thought that I really liked it. So obviously I still have to do the chrome trim. We'll come back and do that. But this is ready for assembly, as is the hood, and I've done the reverse side in black. So that is ready to go. I also have the back grille, which is silver, and then body color at the bottom. So that's ready to go. And we can get started. Oh, I've got the wheels that are have been detailed slightly, a little wash in those black lines. Did some photo research online, found some 64 Chevy 2s and how the wheels are supposed to look. And we'll get started putting all these parts together when we return for the next video number 2 in the series. So thank you for tuning in and joining me as I get started on the Moebius 1964 Chevy 2. Go ahead and click that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm over 150 videos now on the channel. Lots of things to see. Go ahead and explore, check out the playlist, and come on back for video number 2. We'll be back soon. Thank you.